Hey everybody, welcome to Church versus the World. Today we're going to do some theory crafting on the Rippaverse and Rippaverse comics, and I hope to see you there. Hopping right in. Today I've just been doing a lot of thinking. Like, okay, this is just because I'm trying to hype up the fact that I'm fixing to get my package from Rippaverse Yaira #1. I'm kind of excited, you know. But one of the things that I've been asking myself like this whole time is what exactly is isoms power? Yeah, the comic that started it all and introduced us to this universe. His power set is still vague. I mean, we don't really know what it is. We don't. I mean, we've seen him obviously use some form of super strength. We've seen him, he's obviously some sort of super durable. Oh, spoilers in this. If you haven't read the book, you really should go pick it up at rippaverse.com before you click and before you come back and watch this video, because I mean it's worth the read. Like I said it in my review, it was not my favorite. Isom #1 was not my favorite of the series so far, but it's still worth the read and it's still decent. And Isom #2 is really good, and I can't wait for Isom #3 because I feel like it's sort of like a movie, you know, like you watch the first act, you know, sometimes it's a little slow. The second act, everything starts picking up and you start kind of realizing what's going on. Can't wait for the third act. I mean, and Alpha Core #1, awesome. Like just out of the park. Like I loved it. Loved it. It was awesome. I mean, I'm still a little confused on a few things in Alpha Core because they were a little vague about what exactly their power sets were too, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you not holding my hand and letting me figure it out on my own. But it would be nice to have some sort of clarification. I guess if I would have had the money for the Dokemon cards, I would know these things, but I'd poor little white boy in Texas, you know. I mean, have to choose whether or not I'm going to eat or order comic books, and last payday of the comic books won, so I'm hungry. But I might edit that out. But anyway, getting into it. So Isom, like obviously, like I said, he's super strong. He got in the fight in the bar and, you know, beat old dude up. Well, in the first fight, you didn't. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm gonna. In the first fight, you know, he gets, you know, he does really well, but home dude pretty much lays the hurting on him there at the end, you know, and then he throws him into the fight with Yaira out of nowhere. Well, Yaira has this little bit of artwork that looks like she can run at either super speed or hyper speed, right? That's what that entails with me. That's how I've always seen the Flash drawn. And I'm not saying that it's like super speed like the Flash, but what I'm saying is like they're emphasizing the fact that she can move like that, right? Then you see him thrown, and he says this is gonna be this one is gonna be tough. I've trained my body to do things people like me shouldn't be able to do, but unfortunately. And then, you know, it shows the long frame. I'm not going to show you because I want you to read it. Flying ain't one of them. And he crashes into the taxi. You've seen that scene in the trailers and all of the animated. Hell, even in the live action Yaira trailer they showed that scene, you know, like with Isom getting thrown into the car. Well, then you see him like later that night escaping the hospital. So obviously he's either a fast healer or it just didn't hurt him at all. Like, but I'm going for the fast healer thing. And then whenever he goes back to the club and starts laying the smack down on the guards all over again, he does this one little nifty thing where you see him kind of whoop whoop, and home dude says, "Since when could you do that?" Since he saw Yaira do it. Like, I'm thinking my home dude here, Isom, is like Peter Petrelli, which is gonna make this character, like, I've already liked Avery. Like, Avery's pretty fucking, like, he's pretty cool. Like, I'm not hating, but it seemed to me like he was gonna be like a more of a street level hero. But if he can pull the Peter Petrelli, nabbing of abilities just by seeing them done or whatever, then like that's what I'm thinking. That's my theory. That is his ability. He can see if he sees somebody do something, he can do it. Now, why can't he fly? I don't know. Like that, there's limitations on his power. I mean, or maybe the abilities he takes, they're nerfed to a point. Like maybe he doesn't have them to the full potential of the other people, but he can do them, which is still cool. Like, I mean, I'd rather have like a gang of superpowers than just one that I'm really good at. Like, I think that would be cool. Actually, like if we're talking superpowers, I've always wanted the abilities like they had in Chronicle, because they had telekinesis to the point to where they used it to fly. I mean, I'm pretty sure they could have used it to mimic other abilities too if they would have played with it some. But then home dude like went nuts. But anyway, that is my theory: is Isom absorbs abilities or copies them somehow. And I haven't looked through the second one to see if he does anything like that. Like maybe that's one of the drawbacks, is he can't copy magic or something. And maybe Bloodruth's power is actually blood magic. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a superpower. It's like a magic that she does, which leads me to wonder, like, still, like, what, out of all the things you could have learned to do, why did you not learn how to fly? You know what I mean? Like, obviously you've been in the superhero game and hung out with some people. You could have picked up flight, bro. But I mean, like I said, maybe there's something, maybe there's a reason he can't. I don't know. We'll find out. But I am truly excited because I like I said, Yaira #1, my package is coming. I get all my other copies of all my other comic books, so I'll be able to do a more in-depth look at everything, because I really don't want to touch those. They're the covers that they're not going to be selling anymore. So but I really wanted to do this video because I was sitting around thinking about it, and I can't take all the credit. I heard a similar theory from a guy on the internet, and I liked it. It intrigued me, so I went through and I looked, and I was like, oh shit, he's right. Like, and then that line caught me that he said afterwards, "Since when could you do that?" Like if he could have done that, he would have done it before, like, obviously. So, or maybe he can only pick up one ability from a person at a time. I don't know, because Yaira can do several things. Brian Solari obviously can do, several different things, because like Brian Solari, he kind of reminds me of like the Superman of the story to a point. Like, he's got the super speed, he's got he can fly, not super speed, super strength, he can fly. I'm pretty sure he was impervious to bullets. I'll have to go back and look through it again. I've only looked at it a couple times because I wanted to wait for my mass, my reading copy, basically. But this whole universe is exciting to me, so oh, I can't wait. But I can't wait for Ill-Advised part 3. I can't wait for Yaira #1, and I'm definitely buying Gooding the Polymath and Horseman. Yeah, that looks so awesome. That looks awesome. I don't care what anybody says. All the haters, that looks awesome. I'm just happy to be getting some new material, some new books out that I actually can't wait to read. And I'm gonna be picking up the after I get my books in, I'm gonna be ordering the Berserker books to do a review of. And I never did a review for my Alpha Core book. I'm sorry. Like, for those of you that have checked out my first two, like, so I got a lot of good feedback on my isom review videos, and a couple people actually said they enjoyed my honesty, and because I was honest. It wasn't like blockbuster gold, but I enjoyed it. I like it. And one of the things that I'm trying to get through to people is, yeah, I like Eric July. I like his music. I like his comic books. I watch him on YouTube. But you know what? The reason I told the story in my last video about not realizing that's who that was is because I don't, it's not like I'm an Eric simp, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of people out there that like people just for no reason, you know, just because, you know, they'll like everything they do just because it's that person. And that's not what this is. Like, I'm just excited that someone's actually taken the leap to put out decent books, you know, like something that isn't saturated with, you know, ridiculousness, you know. Like, they all over there at Rippaverse just want to tell good stories, you know, like they want to have decent artwork with a good story behind it, and I'm cool with that. I'm down. But yeah, that is my theory for isom. Hold on, let me. I am thinking that is what his ability is. I am thinking he can mimic or copy or, you know, borrow, whatever you want to say. Like, I'm thinking copy, though, because he wasn't around Yaira whenever he used that ability. Like, I don't know if it wears off and goes away or what. And somebody, like, dissected isom's name to, like, isometric, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Like, it's interesting, but I'd have to go look more into that. Like, it's shorthand for isometric. And then you have the people that, you know, call him Captain Christian because his name is Isom, and, you know, like the church. But then you have the cross, like, on his belt / groin area. But I don't think that's, I think it has, I think it's more, like, I think it's more to do, yeah, with the whole isometric thing. Like, because that I mean, uh-oh. Ooh. Oh. What have I done? Whoopsie. 3D. Anyway, but I think that the isometric thing is more on point. I don't know how it connects to his ability, even if that is his ability, because if that's his ability, I don't know what that has to do with isometrics. I really don't. I mean, maybe I should, maybe it's obvious. And if y'all have a better idea, or if that has anything to do with it, you know, hit or leave your theory down in the comment. You know, I mean, I'm going for some interaction. I'm trying to get better at this. I'm trying to get people interested because I really, really enjoy doing this. Like, but yeah, and I'll do a review for Alpha Core at some point pretty soon, and I'll probably do that along with the lead up to my Yaira book, because that's gonna be awesome. But you have a good day. If you liked what I had to say, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. I am Church, and have a good day.
Baby, at the bottom of the river, the devil has come to carry me home. Lay me at the bottom of the